What's up, you guys? Tina and Fipsy here, and in this video today I'm walking you through the basics of a workflow in Gohighlevel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button so your algorithm will be seasoned with our beautiful videos. Also, if you've not signed up just yet, click the link in the description below and sign yourself up for a 30-day free trial, including a bootcamp to help you to get started as fast as possible. You will also get a bunch of amazing bonuses, including free courses, free white label videos, and promotional videos for your new SaaS. Click the links in the description below, and I will see you on the other side. Welcome. In this video, I'm walking you through what is a workflow and how it can help you. A workflow helps you to complete repetitive tasks. You basically set it up once and it runs without your action required. It will save you so much time and always allows you to truly scale your time. In more formal terms, a workflow is a chronological list of tasks to be carried out with a trigger that automatically starts a sequence of actions to take place. Now, let's build a workflow from scratch. Click Create Workflow, and here you can select between a receipt or to start a workflow from scratch. Right now, let's select to start one from scratch. At the top right here, you can rename the workflow. Let's say we are building a workflow for an automation that gets triggered once somebody books a call. Let's call it appointments. Here at the top, you can see the builder is selected, which is this empty canvas. Next up, we have settings, enrollment history, and execution logs. Now, before I walk you through the builder, let's talk about settings real quick. Under the contact section, you can allow re-entry. This basically means once a contact books 2 calls, then you allow them to go through the sequence of events, for example, emails, SMS reminders, and so on and so forth, to receive those. If you turn this off, you only allow the contact to join this particular workflow once. Next up is to allow multiple opportunities. This basically means you allow the contact with several opportunities to join the workflow as separate executions, okay? So for each opportunity, the contact will have a distinct execution in this workflow. Even if allow re-entry is disabled, basically the action we talked about right here, multiple opportunities will still enter the workflow. Okay. Next up is stop on response. This means the workflow will basically stop once somebody replies to a message or to an email that's been sent from this particular workflow. For example, they've booked a call and they reply to yes, I have booked. Then the follow-up sequence can stop because you don't want to keep bothering your customer or your prospect with rebooking a call if they already have done so. Then down here under communications, you can select a time zone. This comes in handy if you use different actions like wait steps or time window executions that then will be based on the time zone. Next up is the time window. If you toggle this on, this specific time action allows you to only send out the workflow, let's say from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you wish so. You can modify the days right here. If you don't care, you can just turn it off. Then down here, you can select the phone number from which the SMS will be sent. You can click the drop-down menu here. If you have several phone numbers already, you select the one that works best for you for this particular workflow. This comes in really handy if you know where your audience is based. Let's say your workflow is targeted towards customers in the US, then I would suggest you select an American phone number. If your audience is based in the UK, for example, then just go ahead and select a UK number. And lastly, the conversations down here, you can toggle this on and mark all the conversations as read. If you don't toggle this on, all of these conversations that you send out via the workflow will show up as unread under the conversations tab. So let's toggle this on. Let's move over to enrollment history. Here, basically, you can filter by date and you can see who enrolled into your workflow. You can filter by events as well. Has this been executed? Has this been finished? When has this person been added to the workflow? And so on and so forth. Then here under select contact, you can filter by contact as well. So you can type your contact that you're looking for. You can select that contact and then all the enrollment history will show for this particular contact. And next up, under execution logs, you'll be able to see all the actions that have happened as well as errors. We will get back to this section later on once we've tested the workflow and we have actual access to numbers. Now let's go back to the builder. So a workflow, as mentioned previously, consists of 2 components. Component number 1 is the trigger and component number 2 is the action which goes down here. Okay, so let's start with the trigger. If you want to add a trigger, you just simply click into the flow field. And here on the right, you can see all the triggers available. So you can literally automate anything and everything. If a contact has been created, if a contact received a particular tag, if a note has been added, a task has been added, a note has been changed, task has been completed, the contact engagement score, you can filter by events. In this case, we're going to build an appointment workflow. So we would select form submitted, but you can also put call status, trigger link clicked, and so on and so forth. Even down here to appointments, once people actually booked an appointment and the appointment status has changed, you could use this as a trigger. Under opportunities, there are several triggers to choose from. Opportunities basically is the pipeline. So if an opportunity status has changed or a pipeline has been created, pipeline has changed, the pipeline stage has changed, and so on and so forth. You can automate your entire affiliate marketing process, your courses, enrollment into courses, revoking access. You can automate the entire payment system. Hey, invoice received or payment received or order form submission, estimate sent, subscription created, refund issued. We also have an integration with Shopify. So if you run your store on Shopify and somebody abandoned checkout, you can then follow up with them. You can integrate an IVR, which is basically the phone call automatic bots which say, hey, press 1 for English, press 2 for German, for example, right? And so on and so forth. So Facebook, Instagram integrations, community certificates, and even uninstalled apps. Now, the difference here is you see this little crown next to these triggers. This means these are premium triggers and there is an extra charge for those. All the other ones up here do not have that little crown and they're free of charge. They're already included in the system. But here, these little ones with the crown right next to them, these are premium triggers and there is an additional charge for those. So now let's build the workflow. Somebody books an appointment, okay? So we can type appointment in a search bar so it filters through all of the triggers. It makes it easier for us to find what we're after. So let's select customer booked appointment. And from here, you can filter further down. You can select a filter in calendar and we're going to select a specific calendar. Let's take the 15-minute connection call. Then up here, we can rename the trigger name just so it's easier for us to find an error if we're after it. And then hit save trigger. Nice. Here we have set our first trigger. Now, if you have several people in your team and several people have several different calendars dedicated to them, you could add them as a second trigger or third trigger as well. But for this example, we just stick to one, okay? Now, the first step is done. We've set our trigger. Now we want to set the action step, okay? Typically, when somebody comes in, we want to label them, for example, with a tag booked call. Click the plus sign, and similar to the triggers, there are so many different actions right here you can choose from. Here are some of the main categories: contact, communication, send data, internal, workflow AI, Elisa, appointments, opportunity, payments, marketing, affiliate, IVR as well, membership, communities, and certificates. And similar to the triggers, in actions, you have premium actions as well, which you can identify by that little crown on the side right here. Now let's click Add Contact Tag. And here from the drop-down menu, we can select a particular tag. Here we can select the qualifier call booked. You can also select multiple tags if you wanted to. Here we should rename the action step as well, again, to always be on top of our game and know exactly what kind of action is happening right here. So let's hit Save Action and boom, here you go. You see the first action, add tag the qualifier call booked. Next up, we could add this particular lead to an opportunity pipeline. Let's click the plus icon. Let's type opportunity, and here you see the action popping up, create or update opportunity. You could also remove the client from the opportunity, add an owner to the opportunity, add followers to opportunities, and many more things. Now let's select update opportunity. Now you have the option to allow the opportunity to move to any previous stage in the pipeline, which typically doesn't make sense for this particular use case. But if you have a use case where that makes sense, you just would toggle this on. Next up, you'll have to add a field. So select the field, select pipeline, click the drop-down menu, and you can select from your existing pipelines. Let's select the sales call pipeline. You can narrow further down by adding more fields to it. For example, the pipeline stage, the qualifier booked. That's perfect because that's actually what we're building here. So let's rename the action name to the qualifier booked. You could keep adding different fields right here and filter it further down. You could add the opportunity name, the opportunity value, the status, the opportunity source, and custom fields. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple and add them to a simple stage, which is the qualifier booked. Let's save action. And now let's send a confirmation email. Click the plus sign, type email in the search bar, click send email under actions. And under action name, I would call it confirmation. Then from name, you can put your name in here. From email, This could literally be anything. Best for your sending reputation is if the email comes from the SMTP URL that you've set up inside your account. You can add a subject line right here. You can also pull in custom values. Just click this little icon here, click contact, and then select their first name. Hey, you are in. First name, nice little personal touch. Then from here, you could potentially pull a template that you've previously created under the marketing tab. But for now, we're going to skip this step and we're just going to craft our confirmation message inside this little message box. Hello, and here on this little icon, we can again pull custom values. Then add your text, and here you can also again pull custom values and pull the exact start date of the appointment. So click custom values, type date in the search bar, and then select appointment start date and time. Hey Tina, your booking is confirmed. I will see you on January the 5th at 2 p.m. Then you could also add the meeting location. For example, it's going to be a Zoom link. You click the custom values, you type location in the search bar, select appointment meeting location, and that's really it. Now down here, you can always send yourself a test email, add your email address right here in this box and hit send test mail. Once you're fine with everything, just hit save action. And that's it. Now you've added an email to your action flow. In order to increase your show up rate, particularly for appointment workflows, I would recommend you add an SMS to it as well. So type SMS in the search bar, add your text, pull the custom values, and hit save action. Now, whenever you're happy and done with your workflow, make sure to hit publish top right corner and to hit save as well. Now, real quick, a really hot tip on the bottom left here, you can see workflow AI. You can ask the AI bot to optimize this workflow. You can ask the AI bot to add an action. You can ask it to assist with the building, configure action, describe the workflow, suggest next steps, and so on and so forth. Now, there are two ways how you could test the workflow. Either you click test workflow top right corner, or you would actually test the workflow by booking a real appointment through this particular calendar. Now let's do that real quick and let's book an appointment via this particular calendar. Now here we are at the calendar, which you could place on your website somewhere or even send the individual link to your potential customer. Now they can go ahead and just select a suitable time and then schedule a meeting. Now let's go back to the workflow. Make sure to refresh this page and then we can go to enrollment history at the top right here. And here you can see the contact has been added to the enrollment history because we just booked a call via that calendar. You can see the current status set to finished because the contact has gone through all of these stages. The contact basically has received a tag, has been added to the pipeline, has received the email, and has received an SMS as well. Under execution logs, you can see all of these different steps that happened. Contact got added to the workflow, the system added the tag, the system updated the opportunity pipeline, the system sent the email, the system sent the SMS, and then the contact has been removed from the workflow. Now remember at the top here, you can also filter by status. So if you're looking for any errors, for example, you could just select error right here and it would show you all the errors that are happening inside of your workflow so that you could go ahead and go and adjust those. In this particular case, no error happening, which is really good. Now let me walk you through the recipes real quick. Let's go back to workflows. And remember, previously we clicked on create workflow right here and we selected start from scratch. However, if you don't want to start from scratch, you don't have to. You can also select a template right here. So let's click on that. And here you can pick a template that works best with your current use case. From stores, abandoned cart recovery, emails, import from campaign, lead nurture using GPT history, Shopify order, missed call, WhatsApp back, WhatsApp delivery status, very popular one, Instagram comment automation, and so on and so forth. So look through those and see if there's any of those automations that you would like to use. Now let me walk you through the Instagram comment automation. Let's hit select. And here you can see a pre-built workflow is ready for you to go. The trigger, if you click on it, you can see, hey, Instagram comments on a post. That is the name of the workflow trigger. Okay. Then you can select here the page, your particular Instagram page. So the filter is page is. You would just click the drop-down menu right here, select the particular page in question. Then you see the system added two more filters. One is the post type. So in this case, it is a published post. You could select also custom. And under custom, you would then just place the URL. If you just keep it at published post, you can click the drop-down menu here and select a particular post that you would like to use for this particular workflow. You could then add another filter, for example, contains phrase or contains exact match. So meaning if somebody comments below your Instagram post with this exact word or the word is being mentioned in a particular phrase, let's say, for example, me, when people say in the Instagram reels, hey, comment me below to get this particular PDF, then the entire workflow would be triggered. Now, track first level comments only. This basically means only the first comment will then be tracked with the word me. Any reply to the specific comment will not be considered for triggering this workflow. Let's hit save. And as the action, you can see here, respond on comment. This basically means the system just sends a message which says, hey, thanks for showing interest. Please check your messages. You can also add your own response right here. You could even pull custom values right here. That would then pull the Instagram username. And here you can decide whether or not the system should like the comment. Why not? Because the more engagement, the better. So let's hit save here. The next step is Instagram Interactive Messenger. Now the action type is reply to comment via DM. You could pull a template. Again, this one you have to create under marketing and templates first. In this case, we're just going to go with this particular message. You could potentially also add a file which you would need to upload into the media section first, and you could get the URL from there. Then you could also add buttons or quick replies, and you could adjust those down here. Let's go for quick reply. Let's click add quick reply. So they would then see a little bubble that says, yes, I want it. They can click on it and it just would say the text as a reply, yes, I want it. Down here, the wait step, wait time for default next step is 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, really up to you. Okay. Now let's hit save. And then from here, you could further decide what happens after the default timeout. Remember down here, we added 1 minute. That's the default timeout. So what happens after that? If they haven't replied, maybe follow up. If they have replied, maybe you can remove them from the workflow. It's really up to you. All right, this was a quick explanation on how the workflows work. Remember, click the plus create workflow button here and then select from a template or start from scratch. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, hit the like button, and also check out our cool bonuses just in the link below that you can snag if you sign up via our affiliate link. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.